This will walk you through how to complete your resume and cover letter in small steps to help you figure out what you need to do next. So first you're going to go into the classwork section of your Google Classroom, go to CLACS Industries, and open up the resume and cover letter assignment. You should have open the actual assignment sheet as well as the cover letter, but you're going to need to create your resume on something different. So my view is different in Google Classroom because I'm a teacher, but if you go into View Assignment, there are two different buttons. If you have not already started your resume, then please use the Create button and create a Google Doc right in the assignment. If you've already started it in Google Docs, then you'll need to use the Add button that's inside here in order to add your document when you're all done. So I'm going to go over to one that I've started, just I haven't done the first little bit of it. Right here, if I go to my cover letter and resume guide, I can select all of this and then do Control C and then go over to my document here and do Control V to paste it. If that doesn't work for you, you can always go to those samples. Remember, this one is Robert from the Selecting Applications assignment, and you have copies of those that you own. You might find it easier to copy this one and paste it. Either one is doable. Now that you've pasted, you're going to need to check the date. It is not January, most likely it is April. So we'll type in April 24th. We'll check here, does it have capitals where they're needed? Looks good. Oh, there should be a comma here. And then I hit enter twice. And I go back to my guide. So I've made sure I've got the date with a capital in the month. I've got the comma after the day of the month. I need to make sure I've got the right content here. And this gives me more about the content. You can read through this on your own. And this reminds you about the comma. I've actually checked all this, make sure that it's correct in yours. Then you can go down to the next paragraph. So this is step 2. Step 1 was just getting this content in. Step 2, we're going to write our first paragraph. In your first paragraph, you want to introduce yourself and explain why you are interested in the job. You can start with, my name is, or I am writing you because. This paragraph should be about 2 to 3 sentences long, and it allows you to make your first impression on your future employer. So I'm going to go and copy this, Control C, go over here, Control V. My name is, well, you're going to have to put yours in there. I'm going to just put a fake one here, and I'm going to take out that. So my name is Jill, and I'm writing you because I am very interested in the summer internship that your company is offering. There, that's a little bit about the job, but I have to say a little bit more to show I actually know what their company does. They don't fry French fries. What do they do? So this has to do with a lot of digital media. Your work with digital media is really impressive, and I am very interested in learning more through working for you. There's an example. I need to go back and proofread it, make sure I don't have any typos, that sort of thing. The next paragraph has to explain a little bit about my skills and why I would be good for the job. And sometimes that's a little tricky to do when you're not really sure what you want to talk about. So after you've completed this as your first step, and these couple sentences as your second step, I recommend skipping down to the bottom half and working on the resume part. On the resume, the first thing I need is the header. That's where my name is going to appear, and it needs to be big and bold so that people will see it very easily. It needs to jump out at them. I happen to really like red, so I'm going to choose a text color that goes along with that deep red idea, but I'm going to need something more bold, even larger than that. It's got to really jump out at people. And maybe I want not quite that. That looks more like a font that I would like. It's still got to be nice and big and very easy to read. And now that I've done my name, I've decided that I would like a big line here. So I go up to Insert, Drawing, New. I'm going to choose a shape, and it's just going to be a rectangle. And then I go to fill the color, and I want to make it fancier. I'm going to go to Gradient and choose something like this. Then I'm going to insert it in. Now I've got my fancy line, and it matches the color of my name. I also need my information, and you'll see here in the resume checklist, we have a header that includes your name and all contact information. Don't be like that one sample where they didn't include email and phone number. So I'm going to tab over a little bit here, and I'm going to put in, I think my email is the best way to reach me. So, you can use your school email. I'm probably not going to put it as big as my name because I really want my name to be what stands out. So let's try a little bit smaller font. And you know what? The handwritten one is harder to read when it's smaller. So I might need to go back to something. There we go. That might work. And it's going over a bit too far. There. I had to put some deletes in. And then maybe some space bar to get it the rest of the way. I wanted it to line up. Nope. Can't do it. Line up like that so it looks like it's right to the left side here, to the right side there. Now I want this size font. So that was Cambria 14 bold and red. If I go down here, all of that disappeared. I might just take one letter, paste it down there, and then I've got all those settings, Cambria 14. There we go. I would like to put just maybe phone number, and then I'm going to put my address over on this side. I'll just paste that in. So you'll see that I've made my name stand out to the left, so it's very easy to see, and then I spaced some of this around the other way. I just want to show you another example. Down here, we've got another example where I just decided to put my name straight in the middle here, because then it really stood out, and then I put all the contact information below and in a different color. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this, but you do want your name to be the most easy to see so that it really does stand out. And you'll see what I've done here is I took this line that I had and I copied, and then I went down further and I pasted it in. So the exact same line style is used as an accent underneath every heading. And the font that I used here is the font that I used for each heading. I do want to show you one other option before we move on. If I went back up to Insert, Drawing, New, I could also choose maybe one like this. And maybe I want my color to be purple. I'm just going to give you another example here. I might want it to be, maybe I don't want a gradient this time. Maybe it's good just like that. I can double click to type in there. And Overview is the next heading that I need. So I might make it bold, but I need a color that's going to stand out much better than that. So I'm going to make it white. Oops, I didn't want the fill color to be white. I'm going to undo that. I wanted the text to be white. There we go. And I need to center it. And I need a nicer font than that because I'm supposed to be good at design here. Yeah, maybe I want that just much larger. So I could do, instead of an underline underneath the headings, I could put the heading inside one of these. Okay, and then again, I would just save and close. I don't actually want to use this, but you get an idea of some of the different ideas you can use. Okay, on to the next step, the overview. 2 sentences about yourself. I am a hardworking student. Are you a creative student? Are you a friendly person who enjoys working with others? Describe yourself in a couple of sentences. My example here is, I am a hardworking student who is really interested in learning more about graphic design. I love being creative and taking on new challenges. Just 2 sentences to introduce yourself so you as a person would be appealing to this employer as a future employee. I'm assuming that you have now taken the font style that you use up here and you've made your headings for overview, education, experience, and skills. So I'm just going to run through what to put underneath them. So the overview is 2 sentences about yourself. If you're not entirely sure what to write because just one example wasn't enough for you, go back to those samples in the Selecting Applicants assignment and you can read what the others wrote. There's another one here. This one was by Ed. You can read what he wrote. Education. I've put in some examples, just like we had in class, of education things that you could put in. So education are things that you have learned, skills that you have acquired through educating, through studying. So Trenton High School, grade 7, 2019. That one we can all put in. Here's another one, training on Google Apps, such as Classroom, Drive, and Slides. And you would put the years. This one you can also put in, created logo and other design projects using programs like Piktochart. That's something that you will likely be doing. Some people are already on that assignment, but a few of you are still on the resume and cover letter. And then Terrific Kids Award might be an example. Maybe you have a Student of the Week thing. Maybe you won something in an art contest for Terry Fox, or there could be a lot of different recognition things that you've had when you've been in school that you could put here. In experience, if you played on a sports team, you learned teamwork skills. So we did one in class where have played on various sports teams, including training at Queen's University, because some people went to the Queen's Sports Days, and have developed teamwork skills. I look after my younger brother every night after school. That shows responsibility. Group projects in history and science. That shows that you know how to work with others. Drawing in my free time. That shows that you've got some skills related to the specific industry, as well as an interest in it. Skills, you're going to be putting several words, probably about 3, and then a little explanation of what to say about that, or how we know, I guess. So reliable. Well, for you as a student, it might be, I always hand in my work on time. And I make sure to do my best. There we go. That's how we know that you're reliable. I've done down here, I might need to scroll a little bit further, right here, some sample words. If you put reliable, don't put responsible because it's almost the same thing. Pick one of these 2, or you could pick hardworking. Creative would be another idea. You could put team player or collaborative, as in you work well with others. These are almost the same idea, just pick the wording that's best for you. A strong learner. How do you know that? Do you keep at things until you do your best? Do you ask questions in order to make sure that you understand so that your learning is stronger and stronger? Good listener. Ooh, if you listen really well, then that means that you pick up on more information and you understand more. So that could be a really important skill as well. Once you've filled all of that in, then you've got some more content to work with up here in this letter. So now you can talk to your employer about the things that are most important for them to know. It's like a personal introduction. I'll pause and write a little something in. So I've filled this in now with the ideas that I generated when I did my resume at the bottom. I put, I'm a very creative person who is really interested in graphic design. Recently, I've been working on design projects at school and I've done really well with the different design programs. I'm a very reliable person because I'm always getting my assignments in on time. I also work well with others and I enjoy learning. So it's kind of like a summary of some of the key ideas from below. I just said them in sentence form as if I was introducing myself to the employer. The last little paragraph you'll see from your guide here is where you invite the employer to contact you and you give your contact information. So I can just do Control C to move that and then paste in here. Thank you for your consideration of my application. Please contact me by email or by phone at, and then you would put in your email address and your phone number. I'll just leave that blank for you to fill in. And then you need your salutation. Sincerely. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you put in your name. That one is Jill, and you put your last name as well. It's that idea. So then you go to your checklist right here. You make sure that everything that's on there and everything that's listed here you've included. Then you go back to this assignment. If you did create within this, just hit turn in. If you had to do it in Google Docs, then you need to go into View Assignment and click on Add to attach it, then turn it in so that I can mark it.